Man, oh man, this movie sucked. I know I should introduce myself. Yeah, that would be the smart, rational, reasonable thing to do, but I just had to let that out. What's going on, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I just got done, literally just got done watching Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 3. Better Watch Out, I guess, is the subtitle. This is a 1989 film that was directed by Monty Hellman. Yeah, dude, you put me through some hell watching this piece of shit film. Surprisingly, shockingly, we decided with this movie to continue the events of the second film, where Ricky, no longer played by Eric Freeman. Unfortunately, I almost feel like if you weren't going to bring that actor back, then there was no fucking point of doing this movie or just continuing the story and the characters if you had to recast them. It just doesn't make any sense. I would have loved to have seen another performance from that man. But you see, because he was shot up at the end of the second movie, he's now in a coma at the beginning of this film. I don't know why. The guy's a wacko serial killer, killed so many people multiple times. Get rid of him! But for some reason, there's the scientist who he wants to get in this guy's head, wants to see what he could figure out or decipher or whatever. He comes into contact with this girl, Laura, who is a blind psychic. In fact, she doesn't even really know that she's a psychic, so I don't know how in the fuck he knew. Maybe they explained it, and I just didn't give a damn to really pay all that close of attention. But you see that he's putting her to sleep, setting up the devices, trying to see if she can connect to Ricky. Of course she does, and this indirectly wakes Ricky up. And Ricky goes on a killing spree because it's Christmas Eve, so why the fuck not? Fuck this movie, fuck it up the ass, turn it sideways, and never let this be seen ever again. See, this is a difference. The Silent Night, Deadly Night movies, at least so far from what I've seen, they aren't great movies. They're not. The first two movies have their major problems, major issues, acting-wise, or just the way it was edited and put together, production. It just, there's a lot of issues with those movies. But at least I can get enjoyment out of both of them. At least I can watch it and I can rewatch it and get some laughs, get some moments out of there, and go along for the ride. This was a bore fest. This was a slog to get through. I cannot believe I gave it as much of a chance as I did, watching as much as I did. Let's talk about the cast and characters, shall we? Laura Anderson, she's the blind psychic chick. She's played by Samantha Scully. I don't know what the fuck this actress has done since this movie, or if she's done anything else, but she's fucking terrible. I know her character is blind, and so I know that makes her limited, and she can't do a whole lot as far as being a main character that we can see go through some sort of journey that would make sense in a horror like situation. She's really just there to, at the beginning, introduce us to flashbacks of the events of the first two movies, because you know these sequels love to show us and re-show us the same exact footage from the first two films, and then she just wakes Ricky up, and then that's it. The whole movie she's just playing defensive and running, and look again, she's blind, I get it, but man, could you try to make her any more interesting? I know you said she's a psychic, I know that she has these visions, but they don't really go into that. They don't go into how she has it, somehow maybe connected to her grandmother. I don't know. Who knows? Who gives a fuck? She might be one of, if not the most boring lead female final girls that I've ever seen in a horror movie ever. And that's saying a lot because I've seen quite a few. The acting, like I said, was terrible. The scientist is played by Richard Bamer. To say that he's terrible, I don't know if that's 100% accurate because he only has a few scenes here and there. I just couldn't rack my brain around why the fuck was he doing this? Why was he trying to have Laura connect to Ricky? Why? What, just to see what's in Ricky's head? Who gives a fuck? He's crazy, he's bad. Like, if you just saw any of the footage from Eric Freeman's portrayal of Ricky, you would see that this dude is fucking cooked out of his mind. Of course, this time, though, Ricky is played by Bill Moseley. At first, when I saw that Ricky was recast, I was upset, I was disappointed, and then I thought, well, maybe they just casted somebody who couldn't act because all he has to do, at least at first, was pretend like he's in a coma. But then when I realized it was Bill Moseley, I said, oh, well, okay, actually, he's a decent actor, especially with horror stuff. He's been in so many different horror franchises. You figure he's going to bring something to this role. No, he's a warm body. He's somebody who's competent enough to be a killer, but they don't even let him be a real killer. He doesn't speak at all except for the very last line. It was a waste. It was a waste of the Ricky character because of how maybe unintentionally funny, amusing, entertaining he was in the second movie. He has none of that here. Maybe because he was in a coma and his brain's exposed practically. But it didn't leave Bill Moseley as an actor to do anything fun or different or creepy or exciting. He's pretty much a zombie walking around, mindless, muted, just going around. And even the kills, the times when he does kill people, we barely see them. It's like we see the aftermath. We see the post visual of everything going on. There's one shot when he kills the one guy in the hospital, and you just, the point of view of Ricky, and you just see the guy screaming as you're walking towards him, and then you cut. It's so awkward, so very, very dumb. All of this stuff of Laura and her brother Chris and his girlfriend, them going to the grandmother's house for Christmas. Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? So many of these scenes with them interacting with each other is so long and drawn out, and there's just nothingness to them. They're trying to, I guess, have us spend time with these characters so that we care about them, but I was just bored to tears. I could not care of what we were seeing. The boyfriend and his girlfriend having a bath together. I mean, who cares about any of this? And then when they did die, I couldn't have cared less. The brother, Chris, I don't know this actor, but I was mesmerized by his curly, long, Fabio-like hair. I guess it's the 80s. I guess that's what was hot back then. But other than that, there's nothing memorable about any one of these characters. There's one scene where I thought, okay, maybe they will do something with this character being blind and what makes her different from any other final girl that we could have in a horror movie. And there's one scene where she runs down to the basement and Ricky's coming down and she hits the light bulb, breaks it to turn the lights off, and she says, "Now we're even." And I thought to myself, oh, that's actually interesting. Like, the room's going to be pitch black. It's going to be dark. Ricky won't be able to see anything. Maybe she'll be able to hide and hit him with weapons or throw stuff at him or do things that in the dark he won't be able to combat. But she can have, even if it's for a couple minutes, have an advantage. But no, because when she knocks the light bulb out and it's supposed to be dark, there's a light coming from, I think, the hallway of the door that Ricky walks through. So it's, this room, this basement is so brightly lit. It's so, you could see everything. I don't know if that was supposed to be the case. I don't know if it was supposed to be funny because she thought it was dark, but it's not really. I don't think they were trying to make her look that stupid. It just was awkward and weird. I thought it was going to be a badass moment. I thought she was going to kick ass. And no, she just ended up looking like a fucking idiot. Fuck this movie and its boring 2-hour running time. I cannot believe this film was as long as it was. Longer than the first two movies. But so goddamn boring. Fuck this fucking shit. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you too have seen Silent Night, Deadly Night. What do you think of it? Do you like it? Do you love it? I'd be shocked if you do. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!
Swimming in beers, I've been through it all, let me trickle a tear. In case you didn't know, I was living sarcastic. A motherfucking monster, something Jurassic. Had to wrap the whole entire bed in plastic. Smoking bitch scared switch, fucking with raptors. Killing and a drilling and I'm sipping on the 4-0. Listen by a whole entire motherfucking torso. Oh, what a rush, sniffing some more blow. Let the bitch bleed and I'm making a porno. I'ma keep it going a few times before I pass out. Wake up in the morning, realize I'm a black guy.